What do you see when you look in a yard? Let me show you what I see in mine. What I don't see in this yard is a food shortage, because simply speaking, everything in this yard, or almost all of it, has some sort of medicinal or nutritional value except the grass. Let me show you. Let's start with lamb's quarter. Lamb's quarter is one of the most nutritious plants in your yard after dandelion. It has 8 of the 13 key amino acids and is 24% protein by volume. It even has vitamin B12. It's also good for inflammation, and it'll help build your kidneys up. Pretty neat, huh? Next up, we have white clover. White clover is another one of those great herbs. It'll help break a fever. It's a good diuretic. It's good for your kidneys. It'll flush out toxins from your body. It's easy to harvest. You can just grab it, dry it, save it as a tea, turn it into a capsule, make it into an extract, whatever works for you. Smack dab in the middle of the yard, we have some wild lettuce. Wild lettuce is up to 12 species here in the United States. It's known to help with pain and inflammation. It contains a compound, the white sap, called lacticarium, which is known to bind to the opioid receptors in your brain and help with pain relief and inflammation. Pretty neat, huh? By the smithy, we have a nice patch of cinquefoil. Notice the distinctive 5 leaves per stalk. Cinquefoil also puts off a berry that looks a lot like a strawberry, though they are not related. This is a diuretic. This is a good lung herb. This herb will help flush your kidneys. It's a good pain reliever. You can eat it raw. You can cook it, turn it into a capsule, whatever works for you. That's going to be consistent across the board for all of these plants today. The cinquefoil, we have what's called creeping jenny. Creeping jenny is distinctive. It'll put off really long vines. It'll have a distinctive yellow flower. This is a good pain reliever. This is good for women's issues, so it'll help with menstrual relief and pain and cramping. Also with heat flashes and whatnot. This is a really good herb to have too. The best plant we have on our property is jewelweed. If you know anything about poison ivy, you know about jewelweed. Jewelweed is known to directly counteract this villain here, poison ivy. Jewelweed grows right next to poison ivy, but it alleviates and breaks down the oil so it doesn't necessarily give you the dermatitis that you would normally get. Now, soap works better, but jewelweed is really good in a pinch. Doing my job if I didn't discuss the trees. We have both spruce and pine. Spruce is part of the pine family. They all share the same properties. You can mix them, interchange them, however it works for you. Spruce and pine both have what's called shikimic acid, which is known to be antiviral and antibacterial by nature, and one of the most common prescription drugs known, Tamiflu, is made from shikimic acid. At the oak trees, we have the black oak, and right over here we have a white oak tree, both of which the bark is medicinal. You can harvest some of the bark and dry it out and make it into a tea or capsule extract. This is good for your lungs. It's good to help break a fever. It's also an antibacterial, antiviral. You can apply it topically, use it internally, whatever works for you. But not least is wild roses. Wild roses are pretty prolific. They'll grow everywhere. They'll make long vines. The flowers and the petals and the rose hips at the end are nutritious. They're loaded with vitamin C and other antioxidants. They're good for pulling out free radicals. They will help flush toxins out of your body. This is a really great herb to have too. Want to see more? Let me know in the comments.